Yesterday, the Electoral College voted, and another time in a long chain of times that Joe Biden has won the presidency. So he has once again won the presidency, this time with the Electoral College voting. And we've got some responses to that. Not everyone is taking this development the same way, but we want to start with the president-elect. So here is Joe Biden in a speech last night about that big vote.
306 electoral votes is the same number of electoral votes that Donald Trump and Vice President Pence received when they won in 2016. Excuse me. At the time, President Trump called the Electoral College tally a landslide. By his own standards, these numbers represented a clear victory then, and I respectfully suggest they do so now. If anyone didn't know before, they know now. What beats deep in the hearts of the American people is this: democracy, the right to be heard, to have your vote counted, to choose leaders of this nation, to govern ourselves. In America, politicians don't take power, people grant power to them.
Okay, so we're gonna have a little bit more from the president-elect as well. But Frederick, I wanted to give you, first up, what did you think about Joe Biden and the way he is sort of meeting this, one of the last steps towards hopefully this entire thing being settled?
I mean, Joe Biden is in cruise control basically at this point, right? Like he's not doing anything. Like you said, he's won about 15, 16 times at this point. He's saying the same things over and over. I think that the one thing that I did see after his win most recently was that he was talking about uniting and healing, which I think is interesting because just 3 weeks ago, before he had officially won, he was saying that these people were the bowels of society. So to so quickly be talking about healing and uniting is pretty interesting.
Yeah. Talking about the bowels of society. Yeah, I'd move on from that. I think that was a good call for him to move on from that. But yeah, and he's gonna do that. We're gonna have a little bit more of him talking about unity in just a second. Really fast, I did want to mention though, because one of the things he said in that video was that America has proven that deep in the beating heart of us or something, I don't know, it sounded like Pete Buttigieg there, that we beat with democracy. And like, yeah, mostly, and it looks like, hey, this democracy that we have is actually going to continue. They're not going to totally overthrow it. But like these last 6 weeks have certainly shown that there are a lot of Americans that don't have a particularly deep and abiding attachment or love for democracy. Like they want results, and they'll take it if a democracy will give it to them. When white people were 98% of the country or whatever, and everyone else is barred from voting, they'll take democracy if that gives them what they want. But as that becomes harder and harder for the GOP, a lot of their voters don't give a damn about democracy or people being able to vote or anything like that. And I hope, like we're only really seeing that as an issue right now for the Republicans. Maybe there's some alternate future where that's gonna affect the libs too, I don't know. I hope that if that was the case, we wouldn't respond in the same way of sort of like readily accepting some sort of authoritarian solution to our problems. But right now, I like that Biden is trying to like cast the best light on the situation. But going forward, those people who have turned away from democracy, they don't suddenly disappear and they don't suddenly reboot after January 20th. There's gonna be a lot of people out there that are like perfectly fine with some other Republicans sweeping in and taking out democracy in some other form. That's my fear, at least, Frederick.
Yeah, I mean, I share the same fear, and I do know that it's political strategy right now. What Biden is doing, it makes sense, right? Trying to say the right things, but we also need to have a conversation that we were a breath away from Donald Trump, A, being president again, and B, they legitimately tried a coup. And there are so many people on board. If you watch what just happened in DC the other day with the Proud Boys and whatnot, they're really leaning into white nationalism. And my fear is that Republicans now, because of Trumpism, they know that white nationalism won't lose them any voters, and it might gain them some. So that's my fears right now.
Yeah, and look, he also like. He was sort of, most of the speech was trying to move past Trump, but he did at another point say The flame of democracy was lit in this nation a long time ago, and we now know that nothing, not even a pandemic or an abuse of power, can extinguish that flame. That is sort of, that's a veiled criticism of Donald Trump, because Donald Trump was and still is trying to abuse power in a bunch of different forms. But other than that, it was mostly a sort of trying to bring us together sort of things. For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.